Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It is pretty late at night, guys. Just forgot that I had to do this, and so I was just like, it's late at night, but I gotta do this. And also, I'm talking about something I really like, so, it's not bad, it's not all that bad, but today, we're gonna be talking about, one of the goriest movies of all time. And for many years, this was like the goriest movie of all time. But I think it was beaten out by some movie. I actually don't think it was Terrifier. I think it was something else. But it had that name for many years. And when you watch it, you probably won't be surprised at all. But the movie that I'm talking about is Brain Dead. Or Dead Alive, because this movie is New Zealand. It's a New Zealand movie. So the original title is Brain Dead. That's what the theatrical release was. And then I think once it was published in America, they changed it to Dead Alive. Not entirely sure why they did that. I'm sure there's some reason, but I think Brain Dead would have just been a fine name. I actually own a piece of merch from that movie as well. Just because I love it so much. It's a comedy horror. It's not very scary at all. It's just this awesome gore fest. And for a really long time, I actually didn't like gore at all. I could always handle it in video games and then animated stuff. Because I just knew it wasn't real, and also it's a game. You can just tell. But when it came to movies and stuff, I was always I was always very flinchy and jittery when it came to it, and I've had a pretty big change and a pretty big shift from it. But I did really like horror, and I knew that gore is a very big aspect of it. And I'm not saying that every movie needs to have it. I'm just saying that it's a part of horror. You know what I'm saying. And I got into it very quickly. I think the first movie that I could handle it, I'm trying to think of what it was. I think it might have been Hellraiser, which is also a really awesome horror movie. And I'm a huge fan of body horror. So whenever things are just mutating, I'm totally down for it. David Cronenberg's The Fly, The Thing, Hellraiser, like I said, is a really good one. And of course Dead Alive, I think is the biggest. I might be wrong. I don't know how to say the name. It's Anthropomorphosis or something like that. People are very divided on that movie, but I think that's another one. I don't know how to say the name. It's funky. But yeah, Dead Alive. So this movie, yeah, it is complete gore fest. But it is so cool. It's made by the same guy who did the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit, but this was before he did those movies, so I think up to this point, this was the most expensive movie he's ever done, and it's involves so much practical effects. There is no CGI in this movie. Everything, I think, is literally practical. I might be wrong if there is no CGI. I think there's something animated in there, but I don't think you can really tell, honestly. It looks very handcrafted work and stuff, but it was made by Peter Jackson. Kind of crazy when you think about it. The same dude who made Lord of the Rings made this movie. It's nuts. But I think enough time has talked. I think we should get into it now. So the movie, it follows our main character, Lionel. And he falls in love with this girl around his town. And his mother, who's also a big main character of this movie, it's Lionel, and then the girl name is Paquita. I'm definitely saying it wrong or pronouncing it wrong, but it's Lionel, Paquita, and his mom. His mom's name is just Mum or Mom. Yeah, she doesn't have a proper name, but yeah, those are the three main characters. And his mom doesn't really approve of their relationship, so she kind of starts to follow them around where they go, and Lionel and Paquita, they go to a zoo, and in one of the cages, it has this like the cemeterian rat fetus, deformed looking rat thingy, and Lionel's mom was passing by, and she gets bit by the thing, and Lionel sees his mother getting bit by this thing, and he's like, he's shocked at what's going on right now, because why is his mom there in the first place, but also she's getting bitten by this thing. So he quickly goes and helps her, and when they get back to their, like, he has a big house, like they got a big mansion. When he takes her back there, he's trying to help her calm down and like heal her wound that the rat bit on her hand. And as the days go by, or not even the days, like literally the hours of the day go by, Lionel's mom progressively becomes more and more rotten, and like she doesn't die, like she just rots, and what's the word? She like transforms, like she's just turning into this mindless zombie, and this is where the effects start to come in. It also came in when the rat bit her, but now we get to see more of this awesome transformation. And you can tell she's getting sick. Like her face starts to like she just starts getting like super sweaty. There's like these like really thick, bubbly looking pores that are growing on her face and her hands, and there's this part where Lionel has, I think, family over, and it's him, this dude, and this woman, and then his mom, and his mom is literally like on the verge of death, sitting at the table. Like, Lionel doesn't really think it's that big of a deal. He just thinks it's a common sickness, which is really funny, because this is another funny aspect of the movie, is that Lionel does not take a lot of it seriously. He kind of just sees it as like this is so crazy, man, I can't believe this is happening. But as they sit at the dinner table, Lionel's mom, her face, like just a section of her cheek, just like her skin patch just falls off, and Lionel freaks out. He quickly just pushes it back onto her face, and it's the sounds of it and the looks of it is so like, oh, it's so good. I love it. And then the guy, he is like complaining because his wife never makes him custard, and this is another one of my favorite scenes. So Lionel brings in these 2 bowls of custard for him and his wife, and it's so gross. Like, the custard, I know it's like crazy to say this, but like the custard is, I think, the grossest thing in this movie. It looks disgusting. Like, it does not look appetizing at all, and especially when he's eating it, it does not make it any better, because it's just like this jiggly, plain, unflavored, no color looking plate of like pudding. It looks nasty. But he starts to eat it, and he's like, "Oh, fine custard, just the way I like it." And then Lionel's mother, her hand where she was bit at is wrapped around in this like this bandage, and then just out of nowhere, when she moves her hand, or I don't even think she moves it, I think it just happens, but a just splurge of blood comes out of it, and it lands onto his bowl, and he doesn't notice it, and he goes for another spoonful, and he catches all the blood perfectly in a spoon, and he eats it. And it is like, it's so gross, because the custard just looks so bad. It does not look yummy at all, and the blood mixed in with the no color custard makes it even worse. But he doesn't taste the difference at all, and they just, like, it's so gross. I hate that scene, but I love it. Doesn't make any sense, but it's fun. And his wife is like so mortified by this. She covers her mouth, and she's just like so disgusted by this. And Lionel again is like not taking it that serious at all. Like, he's like, "Oh, Mom, what are you doing?" Like, he's just sitting there watching his mom go insane. And the nurse comes in to figure out what's going on with his mom, because she's just spazzing out, and the nurse declares that she's dead. Even though she's kind of still moving, but yeah, she says that she's dead, and Lionel is heartbroken by this. But then his mom wakes back up, and she kills the nurse, and well, I don't know, she infects the nurse, I guess, and the nurse's head not completely decapitates, but almost entirely. Like, it's like hanging on by a thread, pretty much. And you hear these constant gurgling noises, and they're both like trying to chase Lionel to get him, but he's like pushing him back, and he's trying to get away from him, and it's really fun. There's this short little like gag fight scene between him and his mom, where his mom is just like strangling him, and it looks so funny because Paquita's also talking to him at the same time because she like broke into his house, and during all this they're like also breaking up at the same time because Lionel isn't like really paying much attention to her as he's getting strangled by his mom, and it's really fun. It's a really funny scene. Unfortunately, my time is kind of running out, and like I said, it's super late, and my phone is kind of almost dead. So I'm gonna try and sum up the rest of it, but so while this is happening, I'll just time skip a little bit. So Lionel is trying to figure out like what's going on with his mom. Like, he's still worried about her, and while this is happening, she's like terrorizing the town. So she's infecting tons and tons of people. Like, everybody is getting killed, and everybody's dying, and everyone's rotting, and like Lionel is still trying to figure this all out. And I can't remember if she's the one that gives birth to it, but a zombie baby also is like a thing in this movie, and honestly, it's so annoying. Like, he's so annoying. It's one of the most annoying parts of the movie because he's just such a little rascal, and the noises he makes are so like just infuriating. But there's so much back and forth scenes between the baby and Lionel, and he tries to like take him on a stroller in the park as if to be like all the other mothers, and it just fails horribly because the baby is constantly trying to get out. And he does get out. Like, he starts going around the park, and he's about to kill this mom and her son before Lionel comes in and gets him out. But it is hideous too. Like, the baby is ugly looking, but it's another pretty memorable scene. And near the end, I hate to skip all of it, but near the end is, I think, one of the greatest scenes in like all of horror. The party crashers is usually what it's called. Is everybody has just turned into a zombie. This is where like most of the practical effects are coming in. Like, everybody's face is tearing off. Like, their flesh is coming off. They're killing each other. They're all killing all the humans left. And it's so cool. Like, there's so much blood, and there's seriously so much gore in this movie. I'm not kidding when I say it. But Paquita and her friend were at this party, and they're beginning to lose hope because they can't fight back against these things, and they're like about to accept their death. But Lionel comes in with a lawnmower, and he says a very memorable line. And he says, "Party's over." And then he turns on the lawnmower and holds it up so like the bottom is pointed out with all the blades. And he just starts literally mowing down the hordes of these infected zombies. And there is so much blood. Like, so much blood. He's completely covered in blood. The whole house is covered in blood. But like, it's constantly spraying at him and on him. Everybody's bodies is just flying and decapitating, and their limbs are flying off, and everything's just turning into mush. It's a crazy scene, but it is so good. Like, it's so good. I really do think it's one of the greatest scenes of horror. And I wish it was talked about more, because it does not get bring up that much, or at least to my knowledge it doesn't. But after he mows down all these people, his mom is somehow still alive, and she is basically transformed into a literal Resident Evil boss fight, and has just like transformed into this like giant monstrous mother. Like, I don't even know how to describe what she looks like. She kind of looks like a, I don't know, just like a, she just looks gross. Like, she looks like a rat. And for some reason, Lionel still has hope that his mom can be saved. And he's just like, I'm not scared of you, Mom. And he's like, he's treating it so casually, like it's like his mom is not. I don't know, dude. He's just like, he's so chill. He's such a nonchalant guy. But he actually does get eaten. And Bakita's like devastated because she's watching all of this too. And yeah, so he gets eaten by her. But then he stabs his way out pretty much. So he creates this opening in her, and I think it was with like some kind of like holy blade. I left this part out, but he got it from this pastor who was basically kicking a bunch of these zombies' butts like in a graveyard, and he says an awesome line. He says, "I kick ass for the Lord." And fortunately he did die, but that was one of the funniest scenes ever. And I think he got that from him, and that's what he used to break out of her. And that does kill her, that does finally end her, or at least we think, but that does finally end her. And we get our ending scene, and Lionel and Paquita have made up, I guess, during this insanely long night of just terror, blood, and gore. But they reconcile like true lovers would, and they hold hands, and they literally just begin to walk away from the mansion. All the police is there too, so I guess they have a reason to leave, but it's a very cliche ending. But I think it fits, like, because it's just, the movie is like all over the place. It's funny, and that's how it ends. You know, the credits are rolling during all this too, and that's the end of the movie. So yeah, this is one of my favorite. I think it could probably top two. I'm still debating if it's top one or top two, because I think, like, I'm debating if it's either The Fly or this movie that I really love more. But yeah, Brain Dead or Dead Alive, however you want to call it, such a good movie. Like, I do want to recommend this to people, but people that don't like gore are absolutely not going to be able to handle this movie, because it's everywhere. It is literally everywhere. There's not one scene where somebody does not do something gross. But I love it. I think it's awesome. Unfortunately, it was another one of those movies that didn't really do well at its initial release, and which is really unfortunate, because like, it's crazy how so many of these audience did not appreciate these movies when its time had come out. But now, of course, like a lot of other horror movies, it's gained a following, and it's now regarded as one of the best movies ever, which I'm glad, because it's so good. It deserves its praise. Yeah, the effects are amazing. The comedy is good. The acting is good, especially from the guy who plays Lionel. But yeah, I think it's a good movie. I know Halloween is past, but this would be a really good Halloween movie to watch. But yeah, just want to come on here and talk about that. I think it's a great body horror movie. You guys should definitely go watch it. Alright,